Alright, so the brand new box just around the corner. Obviously we've got a whole bunch of brand new combos to show off. So if you're not familiar with this little series I do, basically before every single brand new box is released, I like to go ahead and gather a whole bunch of replays from various different community members, showing off all the brand new combos and cool things you can do with the brand new cards and the brand new skills that are going to be released in a couple of days' time. So a couple of things before we get into the replays. Obviously, all these replays are done on a manual simulator, so please don't get mad at the people who make the combos if they make a mistake somewhere, or they forget to add like a card to hand, or forget to gain some life points, or just little mistakes here and there. It's bound to happen on manual simulator. Mistakes happen, things happen, we're only human. Don't get mad at people for making little errors, because manual simulators, that's just bound to happen eventually. Secondly, don't take all these replays as just like guaranteed this is what we're going to have to do once the brand new box releases. Just take it as little examples of just what we can possibly do with the brand new cards, as we haven't gotten a whole lot of time to test out the new stuff yet, or haven't even got a hold of the cards to play yet, so who knows if these are going to be the actual optimal end fields we're going to be ending on. Just take it as a little bit of an example before the stuff releases to get you hyped about all the brand new archetypes. And last but not least, apparently 40% of people watching this aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you guys enjoy this kind of content, I think you might want to see some more videos from me in the future, especially some more new box videos. So I'll be doing a whole bunch of videos on all these brand new archetypes when they release. So if you want to see any of that, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Alright, let's get into these replays. So starting off with, we've got a 1-card combo plus a discard from Darku in my Discord. Alright, so first thing we're doing is using the skill, using the Disruptor in hand, to send 2 cards to the graveyard to search for a Lancia. So the skill lets you search for a monster with 4,000 worth of stats, so 1,700, 2,300, we can search for a Lancia, which is obviously very good in a Phantom Knight meta. This card is disgusting against that deck list, so pretty cool you can search for it. Alright, using the Disruptor and Graveyard to search for the Ritual spell. He makes a little mistake here, he didn't even mean to use this, so ignore that. Using the Ritual and Graveyard, sending a card from hand to graveyard, or destroying a card in hand, I believe. Grabbing the Ritual monster, activating the Ritual spell to then summon out your boss monster, and that is going to be your end field. So, not the most insane end field, but it's a 1-card combo that used the discard, didn't use your normal summon, so plenty of ways to extend, and we've ended on a special summon negate, and we've ended on a Lancia in hand. So, not the most insane end field, but it's something, and there's plenty of ways to extend upon it, so yeah, it's at least something. And one of the ways to extend upon it, we're going to be showing right now. Alright, this is a 2-card combo using Quick Launch and your Disruptor, and once again it's by Darku in my Discord. And this time we're using the Fusion, not the Ritual. Alright, so revealing the Disruptor, sending 2 cards to the graveyard once again via the skill, grabbing your Lancia. Activating the Quick Launch to special summon from your deck. Alright, normal summoning because the skill just lets you normal summon the this dude if you want to. Special summoning back the Galactic Spiral you sent to the graveyard. Popping the Spiral to special summon out your Dragon. This card was meant to be banished, and I think he corrects that in a second. Yeah, he does. These 2 go to the graveyard, making your Link 2. Using this card's effect to tribute itself off to bring back those 2 cards. Alright. Going into a Link 3. Alright, banishing this card to search for Rapid Trigger. Setting the card and passing the turn. Then during your opponent's turn, you can use the Rapid Trigger to Fusion Summon, using the Tracer to pop the Rapid Trigger. So then Fusion Summon out a copy of your... Summon out your Borrowload Furious Dragon. And that is your end field. Oh yeah, and this card summons itself back as well. Alright, so that is your end field. So, it's not the most insane end field, but this time we've got a pop, and we've got a card that if your opponent summons any monster in these 2 zones, you can remove it as well, making it fairly hard for your opponent to play the game. So, Lancia, a pop, and a second pop. It's a little bit better than the first field, but I'm not super convinced on Rokket, I'll be honest, just because, yeah, if this is what they're doing, I think I prefer to set up the current Rokket end fields we've got in the game, but hopefully I'm wrong on that. Hopefully this turns out to be an adequate end field for Rokket, but I'm not super convinced, I'll be honest. But that's sort of things you can expect from the archetype. Alright, next up we have your Sunavalon, I believe, and this first replay was via Atlas in the Duel Links meta Discord. Alright, in this replay, it's going to be a long one, so bear with me. This archetype is basically the new Mayakashi in terms of its special summoning, so let's check it out. Alright, so all you need is just your single normal monster. That's all you need for the combo. Normal summon it, going into your first Link 1. Link 1 searches for your Sowing. Sowing can special summon from your deck, bringing out a copy of your Shadow. Alright, going to be using the Link 1 to bring out a Link 1 from your extra deck. These two then become your Dryades, how do you pronounce this thing? Special summoning from your extra deck a monster of the same name by banishing the card from the graveyard. These two can now become your Link 3. Your Link 3 can then revive. Go into a second copy of the Link 3, because it's not a hard once per turn, and revive once again. Alright, this one becomes your Link 1. You can gain a bit of life points here. Then we can send these two to the graveyard, making your Link 4. Use the Link 4 and the Link 3 to make another Link 4. This searches for your trap card. And then finally, using the Link 4 and graveyard to banish two monsters of equal to Link 4 stats, and then revive it from the graveyard. Alright, so there is your end field. You've got a negate and a pop, and two Link 4s on the field, and of course if your opponent tries to swing into any of these, you can use the trap card to defend yourself. Also important to note, we've got 3 extra cards in hand, and your skill lets you search for various different Sunvine cards that can be used to protect these cards on the field as well, so a fairly formidable end field, but keep in mind, this used 9 extra deck monsters, so the main downside to this one card combo is your follow-up is absolutely atrocious. You got basically nothing left in your extra deck. You got a couple, depending on which skill you use, you might have a couple more cards in the extra deck, or then just whatever you've got. But yeah, it's if your opponent wipes this field or gets through this field, you're gonna have quite a bit of trouble. So not sure how this is going to go, but keep in mind, this is a 1-card combo, and if you use 2 cards, you don't have to use as many cards in the extra deck, and you get to end on the same sort of end field, and this card doesn't have to use its special summon back from the graveyard effect, meaning it won't be banished when it leaves the field, and you can use this card as follow-up to revive himself later on if he's removed. So, and we're going to see that right now. So this is a replay from Marco, and this is a 2-card combo, basically setting up the same end field, but using less cards, and of course, not using the special summon effect of your Link 4, so you can summon him back in a future turn. Alright, so normal summoning out your Genus. Going for your Link 1, setting for your Sowing. Sowing effect, special summoning from the deck. Using the effect of your twin to then revive from the graveyard. Now we can use the Link 1 to bring out the dude from the extra deck. Going for your Link 3. Link 3 reviving. Special summoning from hand. Then we can go for your Link 4. Right, banishing from the graveyard to summon out another copy of the Link 1 you've got in the field. Going for another Link 3. Reviving from the graveyard. And there is your second Link 4. And we can search for your trap card. So I've ended on basically the same end field, but like I said, we've only used, I think, 7 monsters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 extra deck monsters. So we've got quite a few more to use in the extra deck. We've got your trap card on the field, got your Resurgent on the field, which is your pop, and also it hasn't used its banish effect from graveyard, so if it does get sent to the graveyard, you can revive it later on without it being banished. So yeah, that's the added bonus of this field anyway. So I'm looking forward to playing this deck, especially considering it is a very, very, very cheap deck. This is a 1-box rotation deck, by the way. So if this turns out to be good, it's a brand new free-to-play player deck list you can try out. So really, really cool. All right, moving on. Now we've got Traptrix. So with Traptrix, unfortunately, it's not exactly the most advanced deck out there in terms of combos, so I'm going to be showing off some combos, but keep in mind, this deck's not really a combo deck. Basically what the deck does is you just normal summon a monster, activate your skill, summon another monster, make an exceed, set some trap cards, and that's going to be doing all you do every single game. But sometimes you can do a little bit more extra things than that, so I'll show off my replay first. This is the one I'm showing off. This is a 2, 3-ish card combo. It depends on you just need 2 of your Traptrix dudes plus your trap card. So specifically you need a Mantis plus a Gen or a Vess and a trap card for this combo. So normal summoning Mantis. Mantis will search for your Vess. Going to be setting the trap card, which you can now send to the graveyard with the Vess. Special summoning itself. Go for your exceed. And then we can use the skill to normal summon your Gen. Jen can attribute itself to bring back that trap card from the graveyard and grab another trap card from the deck list. And that is an example of a combo you can do with this deck list. You've ended on your Wrath, which can then send a trap hole from your deck to the graveyard to use during your opponent's turn when your opponent tries to summon something. We've got your Void on the field to once again remove some of your opponent's stuff, and a Floodgate trap hole to remove your opponent's stuff. So a fairly nice little end field. Wasn't like a 3-ish card combo though, but keep in mind, this isn't like, yeah, Traptrix, normally you're just going to be summoning a monster, activating a skill, setting, making your Exceed and passing. Not exactly much of a combo deck, very simplistic. Alright, and this is a example of something you can do going second, and this was via Aesir in my Discord, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah, this is a replay via Aesir in my Discord. So, alright, we're going to be normal summoning your Mantis, Mantis searching for your Atrax, which lets you use your trap holes from hand. Then we can use the effect of the skill to discard to search for your Treacherous, which the skill puts in the deck list for you. Then we can summon out the Atrax with the skill, and now we can use the Treacherous from hand to pop 2 cards on the field. A fairly middle field going second, because obviously, if your opponent has some annoying monster negates or something on the field, if you can just get out an Atrax, it's not using an effect or anything, so you can just activate the trap card, pop 2, and your opponent doesn't really get to do much about it. So, a fairly nice little setup you can do if you happen to open, yeah, what we just opened here. So this is a good little going second example, but yeah, there's not much, like I said, not many combos to do with the Traptrix deck. That's just an example of things you can do. Alright, moving on. So this is going to be using the brand new structure deck that just got released today, but this one uses the Sage, which is in the brand new box, so you can't do this combo just yet until the brand new box releases. And this is a 1-card combo, so doesn't use a discard, but ends on the... Oh, you see what it ends on anyway when we get there. So activating the skill, banishing 5 cards from your extra deck. And also giving you your Signet backdoor. Alright, so keep in mind there'll be 5 cards banished now normally. He didn't do it, but yeah, there normally is. Oh yeah, and should shout out who made this too. This was made by... Correct Opinions in my Discord. So there you go. Alright. So now we're going to be summoning out our Guardian, using the backdoor to banish, to then grab your Infer Flyer from the deck, going for another Link 1, another Link Disciple, bringing back the Guardian, going to be going for a Link 2 now, or, yeah, going for your Cyberse Witch, special summoning your Flyer, triggering the effect of the Witch to then banish a spell from graveyard to search for your Ritual spell and a Ritual monster. Then we can use the Ritual spell, using the Link 2 or the level 2 on the field, to summon itself. This then revives the level 2. And with these 2 cards, we can make a Synchro. Alright. Grabbing the Signet Ritual, using the Sage to then summon out a copy of your Chimera. Alright, banishing 2 to then summon out your Dark Fluid Dragon. Alright. Which now has 3 counters because we have a Ritual, a Synchro, and a... Yeah, we have a Ritual, a Synchro, and a Fusion in the graveyard. So it has 3 counters, and you get to draw a card from the effect of your Integrator. Alright, and that is your end field. You've ended on your negate from your Dark Fluid, and you've actually used, because you used your Signet backdoor, your dude will come back in the next turn as well. Alright, which plus any also gets you Code Talker to recycle 5 cards. Yeah, so there you go. Alright, so that's the combo for Dark Fluid that ends on a draw, and you've still got literally 4 other cards. Is it 4 other cards in hand? So you've ended on a 5. Oh no, so you've got 3 other cards in hand. So you've ended on a 5 card hand, which is literally more than you started with, and a 3 material Firewall Dark Fluid. So pretty cool. The downside of this combo, though, is it has 3 garnets. If you open a copy of your Ritual, or you open a copy of your Defender, if you open your Defender, your Ritual, or you open your Ritual spell, it completely bricks the deck, meaning you're probably going to have to play multiple copies of each of these, which kind of limits the tech slots. Not sure how this deck will do, I'm not super confident in it, but there's been a lot of cooking going on in various Discords, so hopefully it turns out to look pretty cool. That's just a nice little example for you guys. Alright, next up, this is going to be your Infernoble. So this is a 2-card combo, I believe, by raking in the Duel Links meta Discord. Alright, it's going to need your Ogier and your Renard. So normal summoning, sending a card to the graveyard. Special summoning your level 1. This then grabs back that ritual spell, the equip spell on the graveyard. Equip to a monster. Then you can go for a synchro. This of course sends the spell to the graveyard and triggers the effect of your Roland. Special summoning back to level 4. Then we can go for your big boy here, your big Charles. Using the effect of your Ogier to equip to the Charles, which then triggers the effect of the Charles, sorry. End phase, this card's effect triggers to add a card to hand, so you can search for your Gearfried. Alright, then we can use this card's effect to equip the equip spell, and grab monsters from the deck. Keep in mind, this, we don't actually have all of us, so you'd have to grab a different monster. This is a bit of a mistake, but yeah. This can be any old monster, doesn't really matter. Alright, and that is your end field. So you've got a nice little quick effect pop here to pop one of your opponent's cards by re-equipping the Roland here to it. And that's basically your end field. Not the most insane end field, especially considering it was a 2-card combo and ending on just like 1 disruption. But I believe this card is unable to be destroyed by card effects, and you would have another equipped monster here that you can use for something else based on whatever effects they've got. Alright, then we've got another example of it, once again by raking. And this is going to be how you get a hold of Gearfried. So a 3-card combo, which is going to be these 2 dudes plus just one of your spell cards. Alright, equipping to your Madrort. Madrort's then going to special summon from the deck. Sending a card to the graveyard. Then we're going to special summon out. Targeting the Gearfried, adding it back to hand. These 2 become your level 5. Level 5 going to be adding during the end phase. Making your big dude, Gearfried, going to be with a skill, putting the spell on the graveyard, putting the spell on the field, special summoning it out, and there's your negate. And then of course all your effects are going to trigger, searching for your dude during the end phase. This dude equipping a spell, equipping a monster. He actually equips a correct monster this time, this one he can equip. This card's effect can then pop a card on the field, popping your Magius, which then gives you a card draw. So this is probably what you do in the previous replay. You wouldn't search for, because you can't search for that other card, because it doesn't exist yet. But yeah, you get a nice little card draw. That's probably what you would do in the previous replay. And yeah, that's a nicer combo than the previous, but keep in mind this was like a 2.5, 2-3-ish sort of card combo, depending on if you count any old Noble Odds Acquit spell as part of that combo. So yeah, it's a combo, but I'm not super convinced on Noble Knight either, especially considering I think this deck list has to be like 30 cards in order to properly function. I'm not super convinced on Noble Knight, or Infernoble Knight, but hopefully I'm wrong on that one. It does look like a pretty fun deck to mess around with, especially knowing how good Gearfried is. Maybe Gearfried alone can carry this deck. Alright, moving on. Now we have probably the best card in the box. We've got the best archetype in the box. We've got your agents. So this stuff is really insane, as you're about to see. Alright, so this first combo is an example by Atlas, and this is a 1-card combo. So grabbing your Shine Ball. Oh, it's actually just setting up an example hand. So just any old dudes in hand. So literally just any old dudes, including a Shine Ball. So we can use the skill to then send 2 cards to the graveyard. He sends 2 copies of Venus. Searching for an Earth. Now I can normal summon the Earth, which can then search for a Neptune. Activate the effect of the Neptune to revive the Venus. Using Venus to summon out a copy of your Shine Ball. These 2 cards become your Link 2. Link 2 sends a copy of Hyperion to the grave, once again summoning out a Shine Ball. These 2 are banishing from the field to then summon out this dude. Banishing a couple dudes to then add a copy of Sanctuary of the Sky to hand. Activating the effect of the skill to shuffle back and create 2 tuners on the field, which is I think why the tokens are on the field here. Making your Hyperion. Hyperion can then send from X deck to the graveyard and copy the effect to search for your Herald. Then we summon out your Shine Balls once again. This card is actually just insane, by the way. Alright, summons out 2 more tokens, or 2 more little dudes. Making a copy of Pluto. These 2 cards then become your Ancient Fairy Dragon, destroying your field spell, gaining some life points, and searching for fucking Summon Breaker. Yeah, this card is so going to get banned after this box. I'm actually feeling it. The fact it hasn't been banned yet is so surprising anyway. Alright, there is your end field. You've ended on a Banish with Hyperion, you've ended on Summon Breaker, and you've ended on Green Light in hand. Green Light is a card you can discard other fairy monsters to negate spell effects. So if your opponent has some way to remove this Summon Breaker, they probably no longer do. MST, Cosmic Cyclone, not going to do anything. Chalice you could use to negate, you can negate Chalices if they try to target your Hyperion. Just overall, a really annoying end field to deal with. And keep in mind, this was one combo, or a one card combo, so you could have other cards in hand here. This other Moki Moki could just be like another set card or something, so another tech card or something, so pretty insane. But that isn't even like the most insane this deck can do. This is a combo by a Norwas, and I believe this is a 1.5 card combo, so one card plus a discard, I believe. Alright, so he's going to send the 2 cards to the graveyard with the skill, using the effect of your dude to search for your Neptune. Neptune going to be grabbing the dude back from graveyard, summoning out your Shine Ball. These 2 then become your Link 2. Link 2 sending a Hyperion to the graveyard, summoning the Shine Ball once again. Alright, making your Hyperion by banishing the card on the field. This will banish 2 to then search for your Sanctuary in the sky. Making 2 tuners with the skill, and shuffling back one of the Shine Balls so you can make your Hyperion and once again bring out the Shine Ball. Use the Hyperion to copy the effect to search from your deck. Grabbing your Chorus in the sky. Activating the Chorus once you've got the Sanctuary of the Sky on the field. This then grabs 2 cards back. Your Earth and your Venus. Summon out your Shine Ball. Summon out a second Shine Ball. These 2 become your... becoming your Captain Roland. Alright, summoning this dude from the hand, your Venus. Summoning out your Ancient Fairy Dragon, popping your field spell. Oh, sorry, special summoning this card from hand first with the Ancient Fairy Dragon. Then we're going to pop the field spell. Grabbing the Summon Breaker. These 2 become your bigger dude, your Charles, which can now be equipped with this thing during your opponent's turn to pop a card on the field. Alright, using this card's effect to bring back a Shine Ball. Bringing out a copy of your Pluto as well, before activating the Summon Breaker. And ending the turn. So that is a Summon Breaker. You've ended on a Hyperion Banish. You've got a Book of Moon flip effect with your Pluto. You've got a copy of Charles on the field that could be equipped with the Captain Roland to pop a card on the field. This is an absurd end field for a 1.5 card combo. This is actually ridiculous. Norwas really cooked with this combo. You are only on 1500 life points, so you are kind of susceptible to potentially dying here to something random, but if your opponent breaks this field, that's an impressive field to break. Even if they have something like Dark Hole or something, that doesn't even remove the Summon Breaker. This takes multiple tech cards to get through. I think the best out to this is literally going first. That is the best out to this. You can also open Lancia. I think Artifact Lancia does a lot of work to this deck, makes it really hard to play, so maybe Lancia is going to be the way going forward if this turns out to be a really strong meta deck, because yeah, this is like impossible to properly play through without just ridiculous opening hands. So yeah, hopefully it's not that great and doesn't turn out to be the most insane meta deck, because I don't want to come across Summon Breaker every single duel. That would be absolute nightmare. By the way, this deck's also pretty good going second as well, because Neptune makes it really easy to play through Disruption. So this deck is looking really good. I think it's probably going to be the best deck from the new box. Alright guys, that's going to do it for these little combos and stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed them. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, plenty of videos to come out once all this new stuff releases, just showing off all the new archetypes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, look forward to that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you see you in the next one. Laters.